lives matter. Furry lives matter. Straight people lives matters. I hate to say that, but yeah. And so many people matter more than just black people.
Last video we talked about internet adjacent and his little escapade with Roblox YouTuber Parlo and a lot of DMs that I really didn't want to fucking see. I know you probably didn't want to see him either or hear me read him in an Irish accent, but I had to do it for the Vine. Anyway, while I was working on that video about 5 days ago, internet adjacent finally responded to the entire situation by releasing a video titled The Parlo Video. Essentially, he just waited for everyone to have an opinion on the thing and then just kind of like Frankensteined his own opinion using everyone else's opinion. Did he steal mine? I don't know, maybe. The main defense of the entire thing is Parlo saying, you know, my body language clearly showed that I didn't want to have sex, despite me multiple times in the DMs saying that he wanted to be gaped on camera. That's another DM he includes in this video, is Parlo saying, I want to be gaped and shaking on camera. Now, his main reasoning, though, outside of that just being a, you know, mostly justifiable reason outside of the fact if you're fucking someone and, you know, they're looking at you like they want to die and cry inside, like this is the worst thing that's ever happened to them because your stank-ass breath, which allegedly also he had, and maybe chlamydia? I don't know. Things that I don't really want to know that I know. No, thank you, internet adjacent. But he tries to pull out this defense, which again, by itself is perfectly fine.
Yeah, not everyone is able to pick up on subtle body language, and I myself struggle to do so, as has been confirmed by a lot of the people who were personally there. This is why my main point in my original document was that Parlo was telling me yes constantly.
Then he decides to go a little bit deeper. The knot is fully inserted at this point. He says that, as everyone knows, I have issues with social cues. I might be autistic. I'm working on getting that diagnosis right now.
If I'm autistic, and I do not have any confirmed diagnosis yet, but I will say I have actually scheduled an appointment for that, and I will post the results when I get them. This isn't exactly something I want to share online, but I'm unfortunately forced into that situation.
And then you just want to like sprinkle on top there the fact that, oh, I'm getting an autism diagnosis just to you know, make sure all my claims are valid. You know, I can just use that to excuse my behavior in the future or anything. You don't have to get an autism diagnosis for you to come on top of this situation. You were already on top of the situation in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, this is just so fucking gay and lame. You don't need to tell me you're going to go to the doctor to get an autism diagnosis. We also do get more DMs of Parlo actually saying word for word that he was sexually assaulted. No shit, and I try to help you to get involved so you can get fucking money. And you fucking bait me to reply by stressing me the fuck out while my life is worse. I got arrested, almost sued, striked, and sexually assaulted. I'm down $4,000 fucking dollars. Sexually assaulted. You're broke, you stink, you ugly, and you got a little dick. Little dick.
The first night we decided to do oral in the bedroom, Parlo has claimed that I pressured him by pulling out and taking a condom out of the wrapper. I pulled the condom out in the wrapper. Yes, that is what I did, but I didn't open it. I asked if he wanted to do stuff, to which he said sure, and then I pulled the condom out of the wrapper. And almost immediately after I did this, he changed his mind, and we didn't end up doing anything. So the wrapper was put on a shelf where it remained for the entire time. Parlo has, for some reason, included a photo censored of the condom in the fucking Google Doc. Oh, we're gonna be seeing a lot of that, by the way. So, like I said, this is your cringe warning. I asked that if he didn't want to do that, if he was down to use a dildo that I brought along, which, yes, we're gonna talk about, God damn it, I don't even know how to talk about this. Yes, it is the Cinderella, which...
You laugh about the Cinderella thing like it's not insanely embarrassing. Like it's funny, like it's a little joke. None of this needed to come out.
We're gonna talk about later. That's a little bit more of the goofy side of this whole thing. No, he said yes. Something Parlo even says in his document that he did just to satisfy me, meaning even though he didn't want to, he told me he was down to do it. Even though he could have said no, and I would have had zero problem with, which we'll see examples of later, but what do I fucking know?
You got hurt by your Roblox boyfriend. Completely understandable. I mean, who hasn't gotten hurt by their Roblox boyfriend? But the thing is, you actively were shopping this story around to so many fucking different drama creators. You and yourself said in your fucking document, you went to drama YouTubers instead of literally anybody else to talk about the entire thing. Don't act like you didn't want this out here. Don't act like, oh my God, the Cinderella files. Oh my God, like, isn't that so crazy, guys?
He also included a part about how I asked if we could film. For some reason, he's trying to say that this is just a me thing, like this is just a weird thing I do. No, that's Parlo's thing. He's into that. It's not just something I randomly brought up. God, I fucking hate this. As for the fingering.
Thank you.
Yes, that is in my script. I received consent to do that. This is the biggest case of he said, she said, but I'm gonna stand on this till the end of time that, yeah, I received consent to do this. I have said that since the very beginning. I'm going to say that till the very end because that is what happened.
Then he explains that Parlo's document, he tries to say that the internet adjacent tried to kiss him as like an apology or anything. And he says, no, I kissed you because I loved you, man. Fuck, man, fuck.
He also tries to say that I kissed him as like some sort of apology or some shit like that. No, I kissed you because I was into you. This shit didn't have a double meaning.
And then he brings up the audio recording that we talked about last time, which is where Parlo recorded his interaction with internet adjacent at 1 HP as like, I don't know, you could have said no.
You can tell me no when it comes to that stuff. You don't have to. I even told you we don't have to do stuff until December if you want. I'm sorry. And then I don't want you guys to hate me.
No, go to the bathroom.
Get up and go to the bathroom. Now.
No.
Get out of the bathroom.
I'm sorry.
Go.
Sorry, I didn't mean for that.
He brings that up. He says, I don't know the legality of this.
If it's like an online thing, but it's kind of dicey when you do it in real life. Like when it comes to legality.
And then plays it.
Like, stop the thing. For goodness sake, my fucking flashlight's not working. I just felt kind of pressured to do stuff for you because I didn't want to make you feel upset if I didn't do anything.
You can tell me no when it comes to that stuff. You don't have to.
I know, but I felt afraid that if saying no would just piss you off because I spent about...
Yeah, I don't know why you're trying to get behind the legality statement of all of this if you're gonna play it anyway. Again, you're not the only person being recorded here. It's also fucking Xylo, your 17-year-old channel manager, apparently.
I'm not so sure about how that works, but I don't know. I'm not gonna moral fag about it. The reason why this matters is because it proves that from the very start that my story has remained consistent this entire time.
You're not gonna moral fag about it, but you did. You literally just did. You literally brought it up and said, I don't know the legality. What's the point? Just say he recorded you, and this is my response.
Whether it be publicly where I know it's being recorded or privately where I don't know it's being recorded. My story has been consistent from day fucking one, from second.
No, it hasn't. Your story has not been consistent, Mike. You changed stuff a lot. You've deleted a lot of DMs, in fact.
Take it easy. I fucked everything up. Well, what happened?
Yeah.
And then it's the exact same screenshot. You said,
I
that sounds fun.
still
Trying to get into color right now. Then they said, take it easy. And you accept
I
it.
want
When
to
you showed me
get
your
the-
DM side, you deleted that message.
Yes.
So Avalon posts a screenshot of Wolfgang forwarding information to do with discussing a three-way. Avalon was 17. Wolfgang leaked personal messages of mine, then removed this message. This comes from Parlo, okay? But if you take a look at the messages between Wolfgang and Internet Adjacent on this day, it's not there anymore. You can't find it.
But sure, yeah, Parlo deletes DMs. But then you also deleted a DM. And when asked, you said, oh, it was an accident, sorry.
So Parlo has said he never intended for the situation to go public. Then why did you record me that night? You've been very against going to the police with this situation, so what other reason would you have for recording this? You seem to try to say me talking to commentary YouTubers is the catalyst for this, but I don't think that's really true at this point. I think you were going to do something.
What? Mr. Adjacent, if the court may find you, Mr. Adjacent, are you trying to say that you didn't shop this story around to people and talk about it in public Discord calls in Himbleton's fucking Discord? Is that what you're trying to say you didn't do? Don't act like Parlo's the only one who ever wanted this to come out. You literally posted your document before Parlo posted his to try and get ahead of him. Shut the fuck up. And then he brings up the whole Xylo thing, which again we talked about last time. Most of this video that he's talking about is just a repeat of last time, so I apologize if it's a little bit boring if you're already caught up with everything. But he talks about the whole Xylo situation and how he was 17 and Parlo in his document included a couple allegations of him trying to be sexual with Avalon before he turned 18.
Not only am I confused on where this accusation is coming from, but even the person I allegedly groomed, Avalon, is not on board with this allegation. And Parlo wasn't originally until his channel got terminated. There's like zero evidence for anything related to grooming in this scenario.
So Avalon posts a screenshot of Wolfgang forwarding information to do with discussing a three-way. Avalon was 17. This comes from Parlo. But if you take a look at the messages between Wolfgang and Internet Adjacent on this day, Avalon wouldn't turn 18 until 8 days later.
There's zero evidence for anything related to this claim in general. As far as I've seen, this whole thing just seems to be a rumor started from Parlo.
Talking about Internet Adjacent, he also asked me if you use the Parlo persona I made to commission furry porn. There we are. And just confirmation of Avalon's birthday, as Wolfgang wishing him a happy birthday 8 days later after he posits this three-way.
The entire grooming claim is just downright false. I've been friends with Avalon for a very long time, and at no point had I ever been sexual or romantic towards him, nor was he that way towards me. We were never like that. It wasn't until after he turned 18 that Avalon started coming on to me and offering the idea of a three-way between me, him, and Parlo. This is proven in the DMs from before the situation even happened. And
Wolfgang has gone back and deleted this. Deleted message of the threesome screenshot, originally sent at 1:10 on that date, okay? So Wolfgang starts a call, according to Avalon, asking him, inviting him to a three-way.
I find it hilarious how Parlo was saying I groomed Avalon, though, when he was ecstatic to have a three-way with the two of us. In fact, actually, I'm going to read a DM Parlo sent me around the time we were discussing it, a day after we made that group chat. I asked Zillow if he got the go-ahead from... Okay, I feel bad a little bit, though, because I don't know how complex this all could be, and I wouldn't want to do anything unless they explicitly asked, because if it's between you and him, I wouldn't want to intrude on that. It's just that I'd love to be a part of it if they are all fine. You know, for someone who's saying I groomed this guy and I'm like a pedophile or something, you're certainly very eager to join in when you like me.
Now, so you keep saying that people are calling you a pedophile. Where? A single text? A single anything?
If I thought someone was a groomer, I wouldn't be trying to have fucking three-ways with them, Parlo. That's retarded.
That is true. If you've had this idea the entire time that because he was talking to Xylo while he was under 18 and he's a groomer, pedophile, whatever the fuck you want to call him, even though he didn't say that in his document, why would you try to fuck him? You can't be Ghislaine Maxwell and be like, Jeffrey Epstein was so terrible, but I let him put his foot on my tits, okay? And then he brings up that actually Xylo, Avalon, whatever, doesn't think that Internet Adjacent is a groomer or did anything wrong.
And others in our friend circle to genuinely figure out what the fuck is going on, to which Avalon has said that he doesn't agree with this claim or think I'm a groomer. Same with others in our circle. They also said that they've never gotten any of that, like they've never even suspected anything like that is going on.
Where's the DM for that at all? Where's anything relating to that whatsoever?
Okay, one thing I want to ask Avalon, okay, because Internet Adjacent claims that you guys have kind of been working together to be able to defend him from these accusations.
I've at no point tried to defend him from the accusations. All I've recommended to him is that he should shut the fuck up about the topic. And then
right. At one point you've said that you might speak to Parlo to ask him if he's going to include one thing or another thing in his document. Is that truly the extent of your involvement?
That's because Wolfgang told me to do that.
Okay.
Which, to which I said to him, I'll do that. Which, in actuality, I just told him that. I did not tell Parlo shit because I was not involving myself.
Also, asking the person you're accused of grooming if you groom them and them saying no is just a little fucking weird. That's a weird fucking conversation. It's like the FBI being like, we did an internal investigation. We found ourselves not guilty of anything. Don't worry, guys. We didn't cover up a single thing. Now, the Roblox Discord is 18 plus. It is very explicitly stated everywhere that if you're not 18, you cannot join the Roblox Discord. Somehow, some way, his 17-year-old manager, for some fucking reason, was invited to the Discord when one of Falgi's mods, I forget her name, I think it's his girlfriend or fiance or something, I don't know. Falgi, I'm fucking sorry. When they asked, is this person 18? They didn't get a response, and then the person left the Discord, so.
Internet was still there, and it happened, we're making small talk for like a minute or two, and then he goes, oh, can someone with authority let my friend in? And I said, yeah, as soon as your friend says their age, they can come in. Internet goes, oh. And then that person mysteriously just left like 30 seconds after I said that. And they were never brought up again.
And
so that's why I'm involved, because I was in that fucking call. I remember that happening. And so, and also it's my fucking Discord, dipshit.
There was also an incident where I invited Avalon to the Opblock server when he was 17, but he wasn't allowed in because the server was 18 plus. I invited him there because he wants to be a manager for a lot of YouTubers, so I figured I could invite him to a server with multiple creators so he could potentially rub elbows.
You're inviting this 17-year-old to rub elbows with a bunch of adults, people who are all well above 18, by the way. So you're inviting them to go rub elbows with content creators who, again, are adults? Why is that a good idea to you? Maybe you have a little bit more than autism. Did you get a fucking lobotomy?
When Avalon joined, he was put in the verification channel, and when I asked the owner if he was allowed in, they said it was only 18 plus, so I told Avalon he had to leave.
Also, if you look at the verification channel in Falgi's Discord, it states it right there. What the fuck are you talking about? But remember, his story stayed the same from the beginning. Don't worry.
Put a minor in 18 plus space, but the reality is, I just wasn't aware of the age requirement for the server when I invited him. He never got past the verification channel, and I mean, the Opblock server isn't like porn. It's not like sex or anything, so I didn't assume it was 18 plus. Is that a little reckless? I mean, sure, but like...
You didn't assume it was 18 plus? It says it in your fucking face. Do you need Falgi to come slap his dick on your forehead with 18 plus tattooed across the top? Is that what you need? Are you that slow at reading shit?
People are saying it's malicious. It's really not. And I feel like I did everything in that situation. I found out the server was 18 plus and he wasn't allowed to join, so I told him he couldn't get in. I didn't fucking beg the owner to let him in. I didn't get on my hands and knees. I didn't have a fucking 4-hour call. Go like, please let him in. Please, dear Lord, let him in. No, I found out the server was 18 plus and I told him he had to go. Personally, to me, the whole framing of the situation is crazy. Anytime people bring this up, they only say the server was 18 plus, which sounds like you're talking about a pornography server. When in reality, they're just talking about a drum server that doesn't allow anyone under 18. You may ask why this matters, and it's purely because of the connotation this allegation has. Wolfgang invited a 17-year-old to an 18 plus server sounds way worse than Wolfgang invited a 17-year-old to a drama server that didn't allow minors. But yes,
it doesn't really matter. The allegation is that you invited a minor to a place where it says 18 plus. You're trying to twist it and turn it to be like, I didn't know. I had no idea. Even though Falgi dropped his cock on my fucking forehead with 18 plus written across the top, I didn't know it was an 18 plus space. I had no idea. I'm internet adjacent. I'm a fucking moron. I didn't know that the UK had different plugs than America because I'm a fucking idiot. I didn't buy shampoo at the airport because I'm a fucking idiot.
There's a claim going around that me and Parlo invited Avalon to a group chat and sent him NSFW when he was underage, which is just entirely false. I've actually seen people like Lio Convoy push this, which, I mean, I don't know what I expected, but let me just really quickly say, Avalon turned 18 in September and the group chat was made in October after he came on to me. So no, this claim is just entirely false, and yet people have literally pushed this without any evidence.
So Avalon posts a screenshot of Wolfgang forwarding information to do with discussing a three-way. Avalon was 17. Avalon wouldn't turn 18 until 8 days later.
Avalon himself has said multiple times that he does not agree with this claim.
I've at no point tried to defend him from the accusations. All I've recommended to him is that he should shut the fuck up about the topic.
Which, funnily enough, we were supposed to work with Parlo to just entirely figure out how to just drop this claim from the entire story.
And then
right. At one point, you've said that you might speak to Parlo to ask him if he's going to include one thing or another thing in his document.
That's because Wolfgang told me to do that. I said to him, I'll do that. Which, in actuality, I just told him that. I did not tell Parlo shit because I was not involving myself.
Would you be willing to say that publicly? On a live stream?
Yeah.
And by the way, it's not just the reason why Avalon hasn't publicly or privately confirmed this claim is true, because he doesn't believe it, but it's also part of the reason he's currently helping me debunk the entire claim.
I've at no point tried to defend him from...
Who do you think I've been going to make sure this entire thing has been, like, good? I've constantly asked Avalon, like, did you think I was, like, grooming you at any point? Did you think I was ever inappropriate to you? I've been constantly making sure that I didn't put him in a situation like that. And he's never once said that he felt like I groomed him.
I've at no point tried to defend him from...
And then he says Parlo posted what he doxed him, essentially, to try and expose him as a furry zoophile.
Parlo is trying to argue that certain commissions of mine that I got when I was a furry makes me a zoophile. I'm gonna need to simplify this for normies. This shit is really... Do whatever the fuck you want, as long as you're not hurting anybody.
I mean, there's a thin line between weird and zoophile, but he so far has not crossed it in my mind. But what he does show is him beating the fuck out of a 17-year-old.
Publicly. He's posted my name, he's posted what I look like.
Internet adjacent, bro. What are you fucking doing? You can't beat the fuck out of 17-year-olds. My favorite part from this is him beating the fuck out of the 17-year-old, right? In the background of this picture, everyone's just calm and just a fucking American coming to the UK to beat the fuck out of people in a public park. Kill all Americans. Don't let him in their country. Apparently, he was punching this kid in the zipper and in the dick a billion times, so he got like shit on his wrist or something. From like the zipper. He's like, oh, look at my fucking battle scars. And then he says he posted his driver's license.
Posted my driver's license. Did we need this information?
How the fuck did Parlo get access to your driver's license? I would really like to know that. Why were you sending that to people?
One thing that Parlo brought up is because of some furry porn I commissioned. I'm a zoophile. I used to be a furry, all right? And I think it's pretty clear that I'm just a fucking faggot, bro. Like, I think that's...
You're still a furry. You're still a furry. You've posted your OC multiple places. I'm sorry. You're still a furry. Yeah, nothing really wrong with that. But you can't be like, guys, I'm not weird anymore. Don't worry, guys, I'm not weird.
Did I get any porn that depicted animals or anything like that? Like a dog getting fucked or something? No. I got normal furry porn because I'm a queer. That's what I did. The reason Parlo is trying to call me a zoophile is because of the genitalia of some of the art pieces. I hate that I even have to explain this because this is just so fucking cringe, but if you're a normie, this is weird. It's a very taboo thing when it comes to people who aren't furries, obviously.
You don't have to explain zoophile porn, dude. He tries to say here that he's like, guys, I'm a zoophile. Here's why. Listen, my furry porn that I got is standing on 2 legs. Now Rags, his furry porn was standing on 4. He's a fucking zoophile.
Out his favorite tabs, and it's filled with images of his dog character and other dog characters doing some very interesting stuff together sexually. One of my criticisms is that his wife drew sexual art of what appeared to be a quadrupedal Shiba Inu dog.
I don't care. It's all animals fucking. I don't, unless it's actual dogs fucking people or dogs fucking for some reason. If you want to jerk your little micro dick to that, then I really don't care.
Obviously, to other people who are normal functioning adults, it's very taboo and it can be misinterpreted as zoophilia. You think it's a weird thing? I cannot take that away from you, and I'm not even going to attempt to.
Please don't rape my opinion from me like you did, Parlo. Please don't slip a finger in me, I beg you.
I'm saying I know where the line is. I know what is reprehensible, immoral artwork, and I know what's just weird. And this is just a weird thing. I wish that the shit I was into was not public, and I still don't really feel a need for this to be.
It's just furry porn. It's all the same thing. I don't care.
Yeah, that's right. For some reason, Parlo decided to tell the entire internet what my sexual history was, and the fact that I had an STD at one point.
And you decided to put it in a video, too. I don't know. I have no idea how, but I think I got chlamydia again. How? You don't just get chlamydia. It's not like someone sneezes on the train. You're like, oh shit, I got chlamydia now. Holy shit. What kind of nasty asshole are you fucking? Jesus Christ.
You may be asking if I had an STD when having sex with Parlo, which would make the claim justifiable to make public. I mean, to which you'd be wrong. It's actually something I told Parlo literally 4 days before I went to visit him that I did not have an STD. The most I had was a mark on my body, but a doctor confirmed that it's probably just a skin irritation, and I went to a dermatologist like a week ago. They confirmed it's just something I'm supposed to have. It's not an STD.
I got a mark on my body. It's something I'm supposed to have. Oh, whoa.
I have an STD when I had sex with Parlo. So why on earth is the fact that I had one like a year ago public? Who fucking knows? There was literally zero reason for this to be public.
So he talks about how Parlo keeps making fun of internet adjacent for his hygiene.
Another minor thing that Parlo brought up was hygiene, which he tried to make it out like I'm just some gross and disgusting motherfucker.
I'm gonna be real. I do believe him in this allegation that you're a smelly little fucker. It's okay. He's saying I didn't buy shampoo at the airport because Parlo was saying that I need you to fuck me in the ass right now because I'm really hungry and I need to get food and I have to eat before that.
The thing that Parlo doesn't mention is that the instance he's talking about is the first day that I was in London. Just after I'd been on a plane for the past 2 consecutive days. Like literally, I'd been on a plane for 22 hours. So obviously, when I met them at the Airbnb, I would have smelled like shit. Parlo asked why I didn't buy shampoo at the airport, and that's because you were texting me about how you're fucking starving. It took me 22 hours to fly there, and then it would have taken me like another hour to get to the house.
You know there's travel shampoo bottle sizes that I bring every time I go on the airplane? With my toothpaste, my travel size toothpaste, and my toothbrush, and every other personal hygiene thing? Like my little ball sweat shaker thing? I bring that on the plane. Why couldn't you? Are you 12 years old? Do you need your dad to fucking pack for you? You're stinky. You're nasty. I'm sorry.
I didn't want to stop on a fucking side quest because you were starving. You were telling me you were hungry. And I was actually denied from using Avalon shampoo at first. We were supposed to go to Tesco's the next day to get shampoo, but unfortunately, we left the Airbnb to go into London before Tesco's opened because it opens at like 10 a.m. but we left before that. It wasn't until that night at the Airbnb that Avalon said I could just use his stuff because it was kind of clear due to our whole times that would be impossible for me to get shampoo. So yeah, this whole accusation, as well as my sexual history, were, I mean, realistically only brought into this to try and humiliate me, which honestly kind of worked out in my favor because that seems to be all people are talking about, which fine, I guess I deserve my licks. And the same goes with the legend that is the Cinderella. Oh god, this honestly, if there's one thing that's
oh god, oh the Cinderella, it's so embarrassing, guys. Oh my god, it's so embarrassing.
There's one thing that's been talked about in the situation that's made me happy. I think everyone can collectively agree there was zero reason for that much detail to be poured into that alone. And I want to quickly say, by the way, I didn't name it that. That was just what it was called when I bought it at the store. Trust me, I wish I could take credit for that. I bought it because the name was funny, so I'm glad people are agreeing the name was funny. I wish I could take credit for it being named that. Trust me, I wish I could, but I unfortunately can't.
When we get to the part where he shows us that Parlo was deleting DMs.
When I was going through our DMs, I found this. I got all the gay stuff, and that toy you wanted me to bring. So Parlo said I forced him to use a dildo, but he asked me to bring it. I mean, just look at what he was saying. Oh, hey, wait, hold on a second. These DMs look weird.
Wow, I really hope that you don't delete DMs ever. I hope that doesn't happen. Like no one was gonna fucking notice.
So Avalon posts a screenshot of Wolfgang forwarding information to do with discussing a three-way. Sending this, okay, you can see it's the exact same times. It's gone. It's been deleted. Wolfgang has gone back and deleted this. And you accept it.
I want
when
to
you showed
get
me your
the-
DM side. You deleted that message.
Yes.
fucking idiot. And then he talks about how Parlo tried to accuse him of being a Nazi, or people accuse him of being a Nazi, because he had the Furry Dictator game on his Steam library. But then he says, guys, I can't be a Nazi. I have gay sex.
The last thing I can address is an absolutely fucking wild one. I am accused of being a Nazi, despite having one of the craziest gay sex leaks online. This accusation stems from the fact that I have a game on my Steam library called Furry Dictator.
There's a lot of gay Nazis. I don't know. There's a lot of Mexican Nazis too, apparently. Just a lot of them. I don't know why we're like that, but I guess. He brings up the hypocrisy with Parlo deleting a bunch of DMs, full conversations, which is like, yes, he's trying to erase evidence of history of him talking about shit, which is something that you would never do, right? You would never do that.
Another thing I did was I deleted one of the DMs I had with a friend about this whole situation, back about the whole like third day during the sex thing where Parlo said I was trying to peer pressure him. Ironically enough, had I not done this, I would have completely exonerated myself of some of the shit being said about me. Once again, there really isn't a justification for this, and even though I did it in a panic, it was still ultimately something I did in my own accord, and it's something I genuinely apologize for. As I alluded to earlier, would you guys be surprised if Parlo is doing the same fucking thing? I'm apologizing for deleting one single DM in this entire instance. There could potentially be another instance of me deleting a DM. As far as I'm aware, there hasn't been any proven instances of that, so this is literally the only documented instance we have of that.
You tried to do the same thing. It doesn't matter if you did it once and he did it 10 times. You tried to do it.
As I alluded to earlier, would you guys be surprised if Parlo is doing the same fucking thing? I'm apologizing for deleting one single DM in this entire instance. I was generous and said there could potentially be another instance of me deleting a DM. As far as I'm aware, there hasn't been any proven instances of that, so this is literally the only documented instance we have of that. Well, when I went to my DMs with Parlo to get stuff for this video, I discovered Parlo had been deleting entire conversations worth of DMs. And as I highlighted earlier, some of these actually changed the entire situation around how some of these accusations look. Trust me, there's a lot of things here that he deleted which make him look bad.
You're trying to hold him to accountability of deleting DMs to try and form history the way that he wants it when you actively did the same thing. Unless Cinderella's up there with you, you can't pull this out of your ass.
I argue the amount that he's deleted is kind of worse.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You both tried to delete DMs. That's what you did. It doesn't matter if he did it more than you. Cannot use this point to argue against him.
The big fuck up I had was when the situation happened, I went and asked from YouTubers their perspectives on this whole thing to figure out the optics and if I was fucked or not. Obviously doing this only made it spread and while a lot of people told me I should just talk to lawyers instead, I didn't think the situation was that serious, and I still don't think the situation is serious enough to involve lawyers. But I shouldn't have gone and talked to other people about it. I should have kept it to myself.
And then he says, I don't think that the situation is that serious enough to involve lawyers, but then he speaks about the legality of Parlo recording him and Xylo. So what are you talking about?
The situation went from a funny haha look at this retarded fuck Parlo to people genuinely lying about me and trying to cancel me. This could have genuinely just been a funny drama. Instead, people tried to maliciously use this to try and ruin my career.
Again, who's trying to use this to ruin you and cancel you? The only thing anyone's doing is laughing because your sex got leaked, and it's really fucking funny. I don't know why you're trying to make this something bigger than it was. To be so completely honest, if you didn't talk about this, guess what? No one would have known. No one would have cared. If you just would have talked to like personal friends or something about the fact that your boyfriend said that you were disgusting and horrible and you had a terrible experience going to visit him in the fucking slums of Liverpool or wherever the fuck you were, I really wouldn't have cared. It really doesn't matter. Like, I'm sorry that happened to you. It's a terrible experience. I'm sure that sucked. And apparently you have mental health issues. Again, sorry. I'm sure that sucked. But guess what? You did want this out. You shopped this around to people because you felt hurt. And if you were just honest about that, instead of saying that you were just trying to save your career, what are you talking about?
When it came to the situation, I said I was going to respond and debunk everything that mattered, and all I asked for was a little bit of patience, something I was not granted. Instead, people went with and ran with absolutely crazy stories with zero evidence. It's a little gross to be honest, especially since to a lot of people, I told them they could talk to me if they had questions. But still, people went and called me a pedophile with baseless accusations.
And then he keeps trying to repeat the fact that people called him a pedophile. People have accused you of grooming and spawn camping, but no one's called you a pedophile.
I'll give Jerry another video or two, and then I'll be back as the host, because I've really taken time to just reflect on this self and reflect on me. I mean, I definitely got some things I gotta work on, but this situation is more of a bullet to Parlo's career than mine. Obviously, this isn't gonna convince everyone, but if I provide enough evidence for claims and you just refuse to believe some, I can't help you. I have messed up during the situation, but to a funny degree, honestly, not to like a malicious degree, like what everyone is saying. This situation completely spiraled, and I think I've made it clear that a lot of this just genuinely seems malicious and that people want to be gone more than actually hearing me out, but that's just me. And one last thing, I want to address Parlo directly because I know you're watching this video. Even after this whole situation happened, I still was trying to help you out. I was in DMs trying to figure out a collective response that the two of us could work on to save both of our careers. I genuinely gave a shit about you when everyone else didn't, when everyone else was warning me to just dip out on you, that you were complete schizo, that you were going to fucking crash out, that you were going to stab me in the back, and I should have listened. I don't know why I didn't. I think you are completely hopeless, and I know people have been telling him to get off the internet. Trust me, I've been saying it even as the situation started. The reality is, this guy has nothing else. I mean, he's poor, he's homeless, and God knows he can't get a job. This is really all he has, and if he can't have that, he's going to try to bring other people down with it. The most I can say is just ignore this guy. Treat him like a circus animal, honestly. If people have questions, if people want to talk to me, you can join my Discord. My DMs are open.
Don't talk to this guy. He's going to try and invite you to a threesome. Don't do that. Don't join the Discord.
Before I end this off, I genuinely tried to help Parlo out. A lot of people told me he was a schizo lolcow, but I wasn't around for a lot of the shit that got him that title, and I felt like it was unfair of me to label him as such. And I mean,
and he just ends the video saying, I really cared about Parlo. I truly did. And then also, allegedly, he wanted to get married to this guy. You wanted to get married to Roblox YouTuber Parlo. Has the bar ever been lower? I don't know. This is lame. This is a lame fucking video. This is a lame situation. And you just make up shit, like people calling you a pedophile. Or the fact that you talk to people, you talk to Xylo or Avalon about you being a groomer. Where's a single fucking piece of evidence for that? There's not. I don't know. If you produced it, great. But don't you think the response video would be the place to do do that? No, you just kind of want to say it and just pretend like it. Okay, that's cool. Anyway, that's about it. That's the whole situation. I guess we'll keep updating you on this if anything else happens, but I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment if you love this video. And anyway, I love you. Goodbye.